Hi everybody. So this is 7:30 according to my time, and those of you who are watching live on YouTube, I welcome you all to this episode of mine, wherein I would be taking you through my journey and how you will also uh, design your journey according to whatever I have gone through. I must say, this has not yet been a very rosy kind of journey as well. But the uncertainty of it all usually makes this journey wonderful. And I still look forward to every day as I wake up. And I tell you what, although you won't see anything extraordinary happening in my life, but if you go through the journey and what has been achieved during that journey, it is extraordinary. If on hindsight, when I think, I wouldn't have ever planned about what I have achieved uh, during this journey. And definitely, 80% of it is the grace of God, universe. That is what I can say. But even today, the same experience and same feeling happens to me whenever there is something new happens unexpectedly. And unexpectedly, there are so many things happening. And if you fix one thing in your life, fixing the thought process that everything you are doing is taken care of by the universe, then the entire journey becomes very smooth. Topsy-turvy, well, yes. Our thought process, our belief system, yes, topsy-turvy. We are not 100% solidly out there. The day we'll become that, we will not be talking, discussing things like this. We would be suddenly into that zone, that creative zone, without getting disturbed ever with any circumstances external. But right now, what I am talking to you is the growth of the system that we all go through is always going upwards, provided you allow a chance to be there. It needs a chance from us to become extraordinary. So people say, can I be CEO tomorrow or someday in future, in 1 year or 2 years time? They go for another extraordinary university degree. They put too much effort on that to, to prove that they are capable of that job, that position. Somewhere might be that is true. That is also part of the job. And acquiring a skill definitely is something which is required all the time. One should grow all the time with a skill or with mindset or with a tool set. So the mindset aspect that I talk is about is leadership growth. Leadership growth is not about a position or authority. It is about how to be able to grow more so that people also grow along with you. The system becomes better. The Although people can or cannot pinpoint you to be the catalyst, but you have the satisfaction of introducing something new, a new thought process, which was not there. People might be doing a job, very good job, once you introduce this thing. But before that, nobody had that risk, that courage to anchor that into the system. So you're the person who is anchoring a new thought into the system. That is what leadership growth for me is. That is how you stand out. And that new thought is your brainchild all the time, irrespective of the process. The system is never the same when you change jobs, when you change the sector, when your roles are changed. So how do I started all this thing? And before that, let me introduce myself. I am Sangeeta. I have been an executor of the system, whatever was given to me. So most of us, we are given a job profile to work on, right? So I was given a job profile all the time when I joined my first company as a software executive pretty early in the software scenario in India way back in the 90s. And then I became a social researcher because data analysis I found that much more interesting thing. Then I transitioned into implementation of social development because I thought people around me should grow and be happy for me to be happy. So if the state that I come from is Orissa and it is not so well-to-do state. It is still now at this point when I am speaking this, still a poor state. And way back in 2002-3, it still was a poor state. So uh, coming from that state, I wouldn't have imagined that I could do much, but I strive, always striven that I would do much better and better and better. So all of us start our journey from somewhere. And from that, we try to get bigger and bigger. So what major thing after say so many years of service that I have noticed is the biggest, uh, the biggest uh, resource is us, we, for any organization. If that is so, then what are we doing with ourselves? I see many people cribbing and complaining about their bosses and endlessly. It goes on endlessly. If you are traveling with them for 2 hours, 3 hours overnight, or even more than that, I used to travel from Calcutta to Guwahati by train. So it took me 24 hours. And I would board the train by say 10 today morning, and the entire day it is daytime. People keep talking, and late in the night till 12 till they sleep, and the next morning by 12 I would be I was reaching Guwahati. By till that time people only complain and complain. They either talked politics or they complain about this or that thing, and mostly about their bosses. Before that also I had worked so many times whenever I travel in bus. Suppose it is a 30 minutes bus drive from the bus stand to the place where I was going. And for 6 months I was traveling with people, teachers mostly, who were traveling at that time to their schools, respective schools. And all of them, for those 6 months, they were complaining. So when I saw things, I always say things are always, all the time, everywhere are the same. They are all dissatisfied about something or other, like me. I was also dissatisfied during that time. So in between somewhere, one of my friend told, this pattern has been happening with you for so many days. Always this pattern is continuing with you. So the word pattern hit me hard, you know, which means even if I was 3% responsible for whatever is happening, I was still responsible, right? So it was not 100% somebody else's responsibility to create problem in my life. It was, of course, 3% of my contribution as well to the situation. Could I do something about those that 3% in my life? And I tried that thing to implement first. One opportunity came in 2008 when I got into a bigger company so far. So I started my company with a very big MNC, of course, but I only could know the office people there. I didn't know their ground connect. So it looked me small. So when this company I got into in 2008, I could see a lot of people, lot of employees. It had 10,000 employees all over the country, and in the office itself, I could see 150 plus people. People were coming and going, and all the time there will be 150 plus. So lot of people, right? So that is when I knew I could see myself that becoming one of them is the first task. Becoming one of them. They were so highly spirited, and I was not. I came from such a depressing background that it was very difficult for me to feel happy at first. And then becoming some stand out in that particular group was even bigger a problem, bigger challenge for me. Would I ever stand out from that thing? So I started experimenting whether I can contribute that 3%. First of all, though, I needed to be happy for myself so that I can survive in the crowd of people who are already happy. Yeah? So I got into that job and I started working in which, just a moment, I'll give the meeting ID also. Yeah. So the things that I did is something that I'll be sharing today with you. What I did, right? So let me share the screen with you. So not all of it I'll be discussing today, but it is the 3 secrets of strategizing the career ladder to prove your uniqueness. How you will do that? So the first question I will ask is, do you do what you love? These are the 10 questions that I asked myself when I realized that I needed to change the way I thought. So, do you do what you love? So that will establish the meaningfulness of existing career to you. You should be satisfied with whatever you are doing. Right? The second question is, showing your relevance. As I said, are you standing out in the crowd, whatever you are doing? What is that one thing nobody else can do? So there will be several things, mind you, there will be several, one thing will be done by several people, but the way you are doing, that will stand out because you are different from other people. Do you realize that? And the third thing is becoming your way. Have you made the work a dream one? Is it your dream work? Maybe it is not in the beginning, but given a situation, can you make it a dream one? So that will be proving your credibility and your creativity. Question number 4, are you thinking long term? Long term means not just because today, what will be your work, your responsibility, and your identity tomorrow with this kind of work? Because you don't know what will come up. Right now, whatever you have is the job, right? Which you might be loving, liking, or you might not be. But can you, because if given the choice that you have the same thing, this is the job that you have, can you make this one a dream long, a dream one, or part of your identity somehow? What difference do you make to your organization right now, wherever you are? Might be you love or you don't love. What difference are you making to your organization? What do you measure quality of your task? How do you measure quality of your task? Whatever you are doing, somebody else is thinking that you are doing a good job or bad job or whatever. So what do you think that you are doing to your job? Are you solving a problem? How can you minimize regrets as a 80-year-old, given that this is the only job given to you till you are old and you will retire in this job? So how do you think you will be feeling frustrated all the time, or would you do something about it? No? The first thing is, when do you know that the best way to deal with the current problem is to be okay with the problem. This is the first thing you can do. Once you are okay with that problem, then greater opportunities will come. And once you start uh, attracting opportunities, then miracle happen. So the first thing is under your control, opportunities, and to try to attract opportunities. That is the first thing. And it is the miracles that you will attract will be 80% of your entire career, but the first 20% is under your control. You need to do that, right? Do you think you are a better person than a year back? So how do you so far rate yourself? Would you say that whatever you were last year, you are the same person this year? How do you feel saying that? And just measure your growth score. Are you at C or B or A? All the time you need to ask these 9 questions and just say it to yourself. So I created some kind of um, dream statement that I have encountered from first time managers. Say they, given a chance, they will become a CEO. But when I say to do this 10 things, this is the second part of the story. Are you, what about the CEO? Most people want to become CEO because they think then they will be very powerful. But the CEO also is an employee. Do you realize that? And what aspects of the CEO attracts you? And why in the current job you are not the same right now? Just think of that. Track the work hours in an Excel sheet because you are concerned about the time of the extent of time that you are spending, right? And if you are working late hours, then your efficiency is not there. You might be telling yourself thousand things that you have to do this, you have to do that, and so many other things. And your work performance, everybody recognizes that your work performance is the best. Still, I would challenge you to track your work performance in an Excel sheet. So if that shows that because you are first time managers right now, if your work performance uh, in your whatever work you are doing, if it is um, anything less than 80%, then you are actually not doing your work. 80% of your time should go in planning and making strategies. That is how you manage. Your team is supposed to act and you need to do the planning for them. Are you able to do that? If you are not doing, then you are doing the work of others. Why you are doing? There are several reasons. And those reasons, those are excuses for you. Somehow or other, you need to get out of that position. Do you know that? Behave like a CEO. So, if not other thing, start behaving like a CEO. Can you? It takes a lot of courage. Focus on the solution of an immediate problem. Can you solve a problem immediately? Communicate always. Don't keep to yourself. So many people, so many times I have seen that if something, a word or two, if you express it, then the other person knows about your situation. People won't do. They think that the other person will know automatically. How can that happen? If somebody doesn't tell you something, would you know what about that person? But simply, this is a simple formula. People don't communicate at all. They don't at all reply, respond. Have you seen that? Know somebody a little better. So when you are not knowing somebody, you are forming some perception about that person. Right? So would you like, as a fast reaction, to know about that person a little bit more? Help somebody become more. How many times you do that? If not delegate, then automate. Many people will say they don't have anybody in their team. If that is the thing, then automate that process and then keep yourself open for a new opportunity. That is a trick you need to know, right? And this we will study when you come to the course, and become an attraction expert, right? Attract opportunity. What is the core behind your efforts? Have you established your principles, value system? Like say how you will do whatever you will do. What kind of system do you operate in? What control system do you have? What strategies do you have in place? What are the tactics do you employ to get your work done? Do you delegate, prioritize, learning deeper? So maybe sometimes your skills are not enough. Do you learn to how to do that? What are the action points you engage on daily basis? So that is the worksheet, Excel sheet that I was talking about. So are you tracking better and better? Because many times it will becoming like say intimidating to track everything that you do, because small things you will be doing. But just put, are those things strategy related, or those are routine works? If you can do that, you can just, you don't have to remember, but you can say basically these are the things that you have been doing. So you need to tell that about yourself. Do you track results of each action? If you start tracking the results of your action, timely sending answers to some things, timely sending of a report, all those things, if you track, then also you will know what you have helped to be achieved. And the three secrets that I talk about is leadership growth, the power mantra, and legacy. What are all those three? In leadership growth, you will be knowing how to become a leader without being authority and uh, say position. You are not in you are not known as the leader. You are not the boss, but you are a leader still. The other day, uh, Stephen Covey, the management guru, was walking past the management guru Stephen Covey was walking past the NASA office, no, where the rockets are launched, and he was able to see a person who was just cleaning, sweeping the floor. Then he went to that person and asked, "So, what are you trying to do out here? You are sweeping the floor. Then, what are you trying to do?" The person told him that I am helping the scientist to send a rocket to the moon. You know, that is the extent of his vision. Whatever you are doing, that person was just sweeping the floor, dusting the floor, cleaning the floor. It is considered to be a small, a manual job, but that person has put his vision to such a grand thing. No, JF Kennedy told his scientists to go to the moon. A manned rocket will be launched and it will be sent to the moon. That was his dream. And the sweeper, the person who is in charge of the cleaning of that person had that vision ingrained in his job. Unless the area is very clean, would the scientists be in an ambience to do more research and send the rocket to the moon? So a small thing he is doing, but he thinks that he is part of a bigger system. That is the level of motivation you should have. So that is what called becoming a leader. A leader is a person who is in charge of his responsibility. That is simply very simple and everybody knows it. But how many practice that? How many practice the exact meaning of a leader? Do you practice? Then the second aspect I call is establish uniqueness. Because every person is born unique, everybody knows about that. So even if both of them, three of them, four of them, thousands of them do the same thing, still the person is unique, and because of that, the uniqueness will be established. You haven't read the same books as I have read, so you are a different person than me. So even though both of us are doing the same thing, we will be doing it with a different perspective, and the results might be the same, but the effects will be very different, and that makes you different, and that makes you stand out. That is what you need to recognize within yourself. Nobody is going to tell you that. What I am saying is the inner empowerment, the self empowerment is what leadership growth is all about. It is never about the position or the authority or the designation. The third thing I call leadership growth is train another person to become more. How can you be a leader unless there is a follower? So who do you want to follow you? Do you want yourself to be followed by a stupid person or an intelligent person? Definitely an intelligent person. So that intelligent person, how can he be capable and intelligent unless you train them? Unless you have some masala within you, you have the capability to train another person. How can you be the leader? Many people think that just by becoming the boss, they can be the leader. Never. You have to be accepted as a leader. So these are the three very unique capabilities of a leader, and this will give you lot of peace of mind, because it is never another person who is responsible for what you are feeling, right? And the second thing about second secret that I have is power mantra. Power mantra is make yourself powerful. That is what power mantra is. So when You learn a mantra. Why do you learn a mantra? To make yourself powerful, isn't it? So the power mantra is play on your strength. Everybody, every human being is born with some weaknesses and some strengths. So if you keep on improving your weaknesses, one lifetime will not be enough to correct all those weaknesses, because the more you correct, there will be another weakness that will be grown within you, because the strength and weaknesses are both the opposite sides of one coin. So focus on your strength, whatever strength you have, and play on those strengths, right? And those will be very unique strengths, might be, and that is what will be required. Nobody knows, right? Make it better place than before. So whatever place you are in, everybody should be able to tell that this person made this place a little better whenever he came. That is what we tell ourselves, right? We all would like to leave this earth, this world, a better place than when we entered here. So do that every day, wherever you go, at your home, at the workplace, anywhere you go. It is very easy to say this, very difficult to implement, I understand. But at least one effort should be there to make it better. If this is part of power mantra, which will give you power, which will give you power. I am not talking about the benefit of other people. I am only talking about you. You as a leader. You should have the power, the capability to make this workplace or your home or society, your surrounding, a better place. Recognize opportunities. As I say, my experience has been you have to start small, you have to work along with a plan, you have to be confident about whatever you are doing, you have to execute according to your strength. Then this small thing will grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Those are called opportunities. Opportunities will come because when you prove something, somebody will give you better work, better recognition, better things. That is how you attract opportunities. But the magic happens when you attract miracles. We cannot plan miracles, but we can attract miracles. How we can do that is by starting small, playing it consistently, build on whatever we are doing. That is when we attract opportunities, and with opportunities, when we attract opportunities, miracles come. I'll say whatever you are doing and whatever opportunities you get is just 20% of your entire life. There will be 80% of miracles once you start doing this. I can challenge you on this. If you start complete this 20%, there will be miracles, unbelievable miracles. You cannot believe all those things will happen. I cannot see. Miracles are something which you cannot predict, right? That you will attract for sure. And this is power mantra, as I said. This is the power mantra. And know your blessings. I have put why, because so many blessings we ignore, we don't recognize, we don't give any weightage to. So know your blessings, whatever you are born with. Today you got up, you had tea, you had the uh, uh, you had the company of your family, you had smiles, you had good food, you were healthy. All these are blessings. So many people don't have these blessings. So count your blessings, and your capabilities are also your blessings. How many people have your capabilities? Nobody has, because you are born unique, right? So once you recognize this, your mind knows that you have acknowledged whatever you have, and The mind will bring more of that. Whatever positive you acknowledge, bring the mind will bring more of positivity. If you acknowledge negativity and nothing is good in my surrounding and all that, more negativity will flow. So this is a power mantra, a clue to bring positivity flowing into your life. Third thing is legacy. How will people remember you once you are gone? Are you giving anything to the world? Is that, is there something which you are proud of about yourself? Would you not like that thing to be recognized, associated with your name? Just like Thomas Alva Edison is credited with electric bulb. He has several other discovery, inventions and everything. But mostly we know him by the discovery of electric bulb, because that is how automatically there is a light bulb that lights on without using anything. No candle, no kerosene, no nothing, right? That is what we credit him for. Why? Because he had failed 10,000 times working out the combination of metals which will light the bulb. But he didn't succeed, you know. But still, there is another scientist who found out this tungsten carbide, which is a filament, the substance in the filament of the bulb, which allows the bulb to grow more than 30 minutes. So whatever Thomas Alva Edison did,
शिवाजी कहाँ है? आ रहे हैं शिवाजी.
Arvind, just mute yourself. Arvind, please mute yourself. So, so be allow to allow yourself to be unique, and people should remember you for that. And you cannot do that mechanically. You have to do some three things. What do you like to do endlessly without getting tired, without getting fatigued? What are you doing to develop it? That will go on to become your legacy, right? That is how that particular skill will become your monetizing skill, because endlessly it will be something new and you have to work on that. And because you love doing it, so you will go on endlessly doing it, and that is how it will get monetized. Similarly, like a new invention, discovery, right? That becomes a legacy. So you will be known for this. So if you have ever been thinking about this, so going to the top position, so many people go to the top position. Becoming software engineer, so many people become software engineer. Going for world travel, so many people are traveling across the world. How are you standing out? How will people remember you? That is where the legacy element is there. How would people know you? So if you are a software engineer, you are working for say 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours. Once you are gone from that position, nobody will remember you. Another person becomes, anybody will remember your contribution? No. So what is that legacy that you are proud of? Think about that. So your life will take a definite direction, right? So we will learn many things, how to do that, how to develop that thing with some questions and exercises based on the experiments or experience of your own life only. That is how we will develop that in the training sessions. A few of them are my own recognition and all. Then achieve leadership growth by strategizing your career ladder. I develop apart from leadership growth. When you are developing on leadership growth, there is one thing that you can distinctly do. How to get that one line positioning? How would you have that one line positioning which will be across anything that you do? First you have type 1 job, then type 2 job, type 3 job, another sector, any sector. But if you develop this one line positioning about yourself, then it will go across the sectors. Wherever you are, this will work. And everybody will know you by that line positioning only. So somebody is known as swimmer, somebody is known as the world class, like say Messi. How does the Argentinian player Messi is known? He is a team player. So Thomas Alva Edison, why he stands out? Because he had developed this thing. Einstein, E equal to mc square. So scientist and everybody, so many things. Mahatma Gandhi, he stands for peace. So every personality has a distinct characteristics they have developed. You respect so many people because of that one line positioning. अच्छा हेडमास्टर जी क्या आप बात करते हैं, उन्होंने ना एक बार मुझे ऐसी की थी, उनकी पर्सनालिटी ही ऐसी थी. So like that we assign a one line positioning to everybody that we respect. So what is that one line positioning? That is what I call as a career ladder. Once you are fixed, you have fixed that, then it is very easy to grow up in that career ladder, no matter which sector you are. What will be the indicators in this? Three things. Your results should be known. You will have a growth trajectory. It has to go upward and it has to be monitored. And train people to replace you. So you have to train people in such a way that they will replace you tomorrow. Why to replace you? Because you have to move on, move forward, move up. Unless you move up by training people, you will end up doing their job also, which you are not supposed to do. You will not be a real leader if you are still doing the job of your lower level people, right? So these are the three indicators. Give yourself some mark, some number. Where do you stand? Action points are analyze your problem, improve your presentation skill. Whoever is the person you think to be a problem person in your scenario, describe, prepare a presentation and present it to them. They will definitely improve. You don't have to call names, you know, you just have to tell कि क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम है उस पर्सन की वजह से. Can you do that? Do you have that courage? Optimum use of time, budget, and HR is the second category of skills that you should have. Creating second line leaders is one of the skills that you should have. Then tool में क्या है कि overcoming ambiguity. Your with every new things coming up in your work life, there will be a lot of confusion. Every new scheme that gets introduced in the government level, there will be confusion. So overcoming that confusion will only take you to the next level. Otherwise, you will be only with that confusion only, going nowhere. So if you are stuck, that is how you get stuck, because you are not able to overcome the confusion, right? So that is one skill. And subject matter expertise. Whatever subject you are dealing with, no matter how small you think it to be, there is an expertise in that. That expertise, that insight is yours only. Develop that. People will appreciate when you have discovered something which nobody knows. If you do things mechanically, that insight will not come. If you introduce some creativity, then only that insight will come. So how to do that? That is what these are the three things and six steps. And this is about having your mindset, your skill set, and tool set, right? Breaking myths. Communication is about English. So some myths will be breaking when you come to the training. So there are so many myths around so many things. And here is one thing also. So whenever you have a complaint, You are looking for an alternative solution, right? You are not, if you closely observe yourself, when you are having a complaint, actually you are not looking for solving that problem. You are looking for an alternative. So there are two choices with us. One is solving that problem, another is looking for an alternative. So what is the easy thing to do is to look for an alternative. इतना energy यहाँ पे कौन waste करे? Now, the more experienced you are, the lesser frequency it will be to get an opportunity, to get an alternative. Sometimes it will take you 3 to 5 years to get that alternative. When you are waiting for that opportunity to come, you are a person who has that complaint will be operating at 20% productivity level. So if for 3 to 5 years time you are operating at 20% productivity level, what happens to your potential? Junk kha jayega, right? So, so what are you doing to your own potential? Think of this. I did a market research to know why people get stuck. Then if you are able to see my screen, the left side of the screen, this is workplace related issues, and the towards the right side, it is personality related issues. So workplace mein, these personality related issues affect so much your productivity that you get bogged down. So then that creates all these problems. Kabhi relationship with your colleagues will happen, your boss will say something because you have a lot of personal problem. You don't have personal growth because somebody else हमेशा ही जो कंप्लेन करता रहेगा उसको अपॉर्चुनिटी कौन देने वाला है? Would you give? जो अगर आप नहीं दोगे तो आपको भी कोई नहीं देगा ना. So that is the second thing. So your personal problems are such, unless you overcome them, they will affect your workplace productivity. And nobody else is to blame. It is you only. Because you are the person who can solve your problem. Who else can? Nobody else. So once that problem, or any of that problem, or one problem, if it happens, then it will affect many problems. So those problems will be, it will affect your life decision, work decisions, your competition, your communication, your confidence, colleagues, learning a skill, embarking on a big vision nahi hoga. You will never say, you are always in that narrow mindset of complaining. Aapka big vision kaise ho sakta hai? Managing time, consistency. Managing time will be a big issue when you have a problem. Now, mano ya na mano, this is the truth. When I say communication, when is a communication? When you inform beforehand, when you don't keep people guessing, that is communication. After that time is gone, आपके communication का मतलब ही क्या है? Nobody is waiting for your communication. It only irritates, right? So people don't know simple things. How communication can help becoming a better leader. Small things miss हो जाता है. And this is something of an etiquette. आप सुबह उठते हो, ब्रश करते हो. आप शाम को भी ब्रश कर सकते हैं, रात को भी ब्रश कर सकते हो, खाने पीने के बाद ब्रश कर सकते हो, 4 दिन बाद ब्रश कर सकते हो. Why do you do brush in the morning itself? Because it is a routine. Why do you keep clean? 4 दिन में एक बार नहाने से चलेगा, ठंडी है बहुत. Why do you get yourself washed every day? Those are habits out of something, some etiquette, some good habit. And if you are make do, if you ignore those things, life बंद नहीं होने वाली है. But how your life will become? अभी सोच लो. Is that what you are looking for? And when I talk about this, people who have some problem right now, they will come and ask, मेरे उस प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन बता दो, बस है, बाकी सब मैं संभाल लूंगा. दैट इज व्हाट दे सी. वो शॉर्ट टर्म सोल्यूशन से आपका बिग टाइम प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं होने वाला है. वंस यू सॉल्व दैट प्रॉब्लम, another problem will come because you haven't solved yourself, you haven't changed yourself. You will attract that problem over and over and over again and again. So always think from a holistic perspective. Why this is happening, why this is happening, and then you will see that this problem gets resolved on its own. But that process to question, self question, is the discipline that you need to acquire. And you are not going to ask yourself, right? You will excuse yourself. Somebody, some accountability partner has to there who will ask you stiff questions, questions which you cannot escape. Allow uh, that to somebody so that you stay on course. Vigilance होना चाहिए आपके लाइफ में. What can be a long-term solution? Long-term solution will be sometimes is at this point of time, it might look possible, it might look impossible, depending upon your परवरिश. आपकी परवरिश और एक्सपीरियंस, पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस कैसे रहा है, उस पर डिपेंड करता है कि वट एवर सोल्यूशन इज प्रपोज्ड दैट इज पॉसिबल और इम्पॉसिबल. आपके लिए जो इम्पॉसिबल लगता है, किसी और के लिए बाएं हाथ का खेल है. वुड यू लाइक टू बी दैट पर्सन हु इज, जिसके लिए ये बाएं हाथ का खेल है? सो टू बिकम दैट पर्सन यू हैव टू हैव दैट डिसिप्लिन. ये डिसिप्लिन ओवरनाइट नहीं आ सकता है. This has to take some time. This has to take intense self-questioning. So some people will say, मैंने ऐसे भी ट्राई किया, वैसे भी ट्राई किया. I have tried so much, but it hasn't worked out. So list down what all you have tried out so far, and what has worked out, and what hasn't worked out so far. जानबूझ के तो आपने कुछ इग्नोर नहीं किया ना. So many people, when I ask them to list out, they actually list out something which obviously will fail without greater preparation. आपको जंप नहीं करने आता है हाफ ए मीटर भी, आप 1.5 मीटर जंप करोगे, कभी होगा ही नहीं. सो योर प्रिपरेशन हैज टू बी देयर. वो बोलेंगे कि 1.5 मीटर का जंप लगाने की कोशिश, वो तो हुआ नहीं. सो हाउ कैन आई बी ए हाई जंपर? अरे बाबा, वो भी ऐसा सोल्यूशन है, बट दे विल नॉट रिकॉग्नाइज दिस. So this is some example to tell you, sometimes what happens is we try very big things for the graduation. हमको करना है without knowing ABCD. It is like that. Possible है क्या? So but how much time does it take to learn ABCD? भाई, learn कर लो ना. How much time it takes to learn letters? आजकल तो गूगल है, ये है. Even if you want to learn a new language, you can learn in 2 months, 3 months. अगर वही चाहिए आपको, why not do something which will be useful to you? Reasons of failures आप खुद निकालो. कोई बोलेगा तो आप मानोगे नहीं, right? So you should have that courage to face yourself. Really मैं ये reason था. And why it is beneficial to have a long term solution? ये डिफरेंट लोगों के लिए डिफरेंट होगा. कुछ लोगों के लिए टाइम इज ए चैलेंज. सम पीपल डोंट हैव दिस प्रूवन पाथ. किसी और को देखा नहीं करते हुए. किसी और के लिए रेपुटेशन का सवाल, किसी और के लिए चॉइसेस का सवाल. चॉइस किसी को मिल जाएंगी, किसी को रेपुटेशन मिलेंगे, किसी को प्रूवन पाथ मिलेंगे, किसी को टाइम मैनेजमेंट का ट्रिक पता चल जाएगा. So or all 4, किसी किसी के लिए all 4 will be there. So why not go for that long-term solution? Because that establishes a discipline. This is my blueprint, how you do your tool set, mindset, and skill set, how to establish this. So anybody and everybody, if you are looking at the pink triangle, it starts with difference, how you differentiate yourself. The second thing is proving whatever differentiator you have to prove that with resilience, that you can do it over and over and over again. Once you are proving that, then you create influence, because everybody will know ki acha, this person capable of this. That is influence establishment. Then with that, if you can prove this sufficiently enough times, then you will achieve prominence. So where you achieve prominence, you reach to a level where others are already there. If you are the chief executive officer, there will be so many chief executive officers. Then the whole game starts all over again. How do you differentiate? How you will prove yourself to be resilient? How you will influence? And what prominence you will get together. That is all leadership growth, and it gets differentiated by your attitude, habit, action, and perception. This is all mindset thing. And with which the sixth thing that we have just discussed, six things, six action points, those are the resourcefulness, because those skills will be very different depending on your personality. That will create resourcefulness in you. So these are the three aspects, three dimensions of the game with which you can establish your uniqueness. Your mind should be open for the next level. Abhi jis level pe ho, 20 levels up socho and think beyond. 20 levels up के बाद जो होगा उसके बारे में भी सोचो. That is why you should think about your legacy right now. टाइम है उसके लिए, फिर भी अभी सोचो, so that your entire life gets into a direction. उसी डायरेक्शन में जाएगा, right? So ask yourself three instant questions the moment you are faced with something problem. आज दिन बहुत खराब गया. Ask yourself three questions. क्या? How do you perceive yourself? आज के दिन बहुत खराब गया है. What do you think about yourself? Write that down. That is what reality check is. How people perceive you according to you, वो भी लिखिए. Or do you agree with what other think? Sometimes you agree, sometimes you won't agree. Most of the time you won't agree. So then why think about people? Why care? But आप care कर ही रहे हो. आप लोगों के कहने का कुछ फर्क आप पे नहीं पड़ने वाला, फिर भी आप सुन रहे हो उनकी. ऐसे होता है? What is that quality? The third thing you should ask is how do you remember? How do you manage time? So how would you like to be remembered? भी तो टाइम का ही फंक्शन है. आगे जाके आप कैसे रिमेम्बर किए जाओगे? Doesn't it start right now कि आप अभी कैसे हो? So that is why I call these three questions. How are you perceived by yourself, by people, and by time? How do you manage yourself? How do you manage people? And how do you manage time? These are the three secrets, right? डेली डिलेमास ऑफ लाइफ हम सीखेंगे. फिर उसके अंदर में बहुत सारे लोगों का बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम है. So right now I'll tell my story. So far I have trained 18,000 professionals to impact 1 crore lives since 2008, and जिसको भी मैंने train किया, they are doing great for themselves, enhancing people's lives in many ways. अपना तो कर ही रहे हैं, लोगों का लाइफ भी कर रहे हैं, and they have amazing amount of knowledge. पढ़ा लिखा हो चाहे ना हो, पढ़ा लिखा होने का कोई मतलब नहीं होता है इन क्रिएटिंग इनोवेशन. एक दीदी जिसके साथ मैंने काम किया था, शी सेज कि अभी एसआरआई मैंने धान में कर लिया, गेहूं में कर लिया, सरसों में कर लिया, अब मैं उड़द में करूंगी। मैं चैलेंज देके बोलती हूँ, बड़े बड़े फार्मर ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते। एंड आई एम प्राउड दैट आई ट्रेन हर। ये माइंडसेट आता है। एंड दे वन अवार्ड फ्रॉम नरेंद्र मोदी। वो तो मिरेकल था ना। एज आई टोल्ड इन द बिगनिंग, आई कुडंट हैव प्लान दैट। कोई प्लान कर सकता है कि नरेंद्र मोदी से प्राइज मिल जाएगा, दलाई लामा से प्राइज मिल जाएगा? इट कम्स ऑटोमेटिकली वंस यू स्टार्ट डूइंग व्हाटएवर यू शुड बी डूइंग। और हर एक बंदे में मैंने 2 स्किल्स ऐसे देखे हैं जो यूनिक है अब तक। तो 2 से ज्यादा स्किल्स भी हो सकते हैं, बट 1 मंथ किसी के साथ काम किया, मुझे 2 स्किल का पता चल ही जाता है, which is very unique. So this is who I am. So I started work since 2008. उसके पहले तो मैंने सोशल रिसर्च किया था for 12 years. Now when I started work in Rajasthan, it was enumerating 44 lakh women in 2 months time. That is what I did. And how I did with the help of 12,000 people from various across the country. I trained them, I arranged for their logistics, and I planned how they would have executed. Every day 25,000 ladies were enumerated in 65 camps in every district. So there were 29 districts. So all these are part of a planning, right? So before this, I didn't know I had this capability. When I started doing, actually it became very easy. So मेरा यहाँ पे कहना ये होगा कि when something, a very big task is given to you, डर के भाग मत जाना, ले जाना, थोड़ा सा एनालाइज करना। अगर आप में थोड़ा सा रिस्क टेकिंग और थोड़ा सा प्लानिंग और स्ट्रेटेजी का आइडिया है, देन यू विल डू इट बेटर। देन ये रिस्की नहीं होता, प्लानिंग का ही फंक्शन होता है। सो व्हाटएवर अपीयर्स टू बी वेरी रिस्की काइंड ऑफ थिंग, आपका रेपुटेशन बिगड़ जाएगा एंड इम्पॉसिबल लगता है, with planning it becomes very simple. So that is why this example I have given. After this I implemented national e-governance के अंडर में कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर एस्टैब्लिश करने का. So there were 239 centers to be established across Meghalaya, all the 7 states. Meghalaya is the state where outsiders are not encouraged, but I worked in all 7 districts. वहां पे रहने खाने की कोई व्यवस्था नहीं है और वो लोग बाहर के लोगों को नहीं अलाउ करते. Still I never faced any opposition from any village, कितना भी रिमोट चले जाओ. So that is a skill I didn't know before I had. ट्राइबल में क्या होता है, मेघालय में मेनली ट्राइबल है. ट्राइबल में ये होता है कि वो आपके दिल को पहचानते हैं, आप क्या बोल रहे हैं उससे कोई मतलब नहीं होता. So if you are a genuine person, in any case you are a winner. पूरा साफ दिल से अगर काम कर रहे हैं, उनके लिए काम कर रहे हैं. और उसके बाद मैंने बहुत सारे नक्सल एरिया में भी काम किया. 3-3, 4-4 किलोमीटर जंगल में चली. मारने का होता तो मार देते ना. आंध्र प्रदेश एंड तेलंगाना में मैंने एनालिटिक्स का किया. उसके बाद मैं 4 साल बांधवगढ़ टाइगर रिजर्व में रही, जहाँ पे बाघ मेरे घर के पास से जाते थे. Now you will see कि मैं ऐसे ही फेंक रही हूँ. Now खाली मैं नहीं बोल रही हूँ, बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं कि यहाँ पे पहुंचना भी बड़ा मुश्किल था 2011 में जब मैं यहाँ गई थी. By 2015 इस एरिया में लोगों के पास खाने के लिए था नहीं, और ये एरिया 4 साल के अंदर इतना वेल टू डू और प्रॉस्परस हो गया कि लोगों के पास बेचने के लिए खाने था, धान था, गेहूं था. एंड पहुंचने के लिए जो दिक्कत था, 4 साल में यहाँ रोड सब कुछ हो गया. मैं नहीं बोलती कि मेरे चलते, मैं बोल रही हूँ आई वाज द कैटलिस्ट. एक चीज किया और यहीं पे ही, यही वो जगह है जहाँ पे लेडीज ने बोला कि मैं उड़द में भी SRI करूंगी. राइट. जब मैं पहले दिन गई थी वहां, इतनी सारी घूंघट लेके लेडीज थी. I created this miracle. और आपने सुना होगा कि 70 साल हो गए आजादी को, still we haven't overcome poverty or food scarcity. But यहाँ पे 4 साल में तो हमने कर दिया. What does that mean? इतनी घने जंगल में रही मैं 4 साल. It means डेडिकेशन की कमी है, कमिटमेंट की कमी है. अदरवाइज नथिंग इज इम्पॉसिबल. और यहाँ पे जो पैसा मिला था हमको 2 करोड़, वो हम 7 साल में भी खर्च नहीं कर पाए. Why? Because गवर्नमेंट स्कीम ही इतने थे. लोग तो ढूंढते नहीं ना गवर्नमेंट स्कीम में क्या हो सकता है क्या नहीं है. मैंने ढूंढा और मेरे पैसे बच गए. सो nobody could believe कि ऐसे भी हो सकता है. That is also I did. तो अभी मतलब क्या है ये बताने का? ये बताने का सिर्फ मतलब इतना है, if one person can do, other people also can do. Other people also can do. So this is what is the example. And this is Jisu, my colleague, who says, uncanny talent to spot talent in others. Of course, आपके अंदर है. Can you spot talent in others? Or do you want to spot talent in others? Most of us leaders, जानबूझ के they don't spot talents, right? So then, these are few of the recognitions. Vijay Mahajan, who was the Basics chairman that time, founder of Basics and Pradhan, and he was part of the finance committee under Manmohan Singh, and he is a international person who actually he recognized my contribution at Bandhavgarh, right? And as a result of that contribution, I was sent to Canada on a study trip. This is the CEO, one of my grassroots worker, who has become the CEO of the farmer producer organization that is happening, that happened in Bandhavgarh at that time. But where did I start? As I said, I started as a star performer. For 12 years, I worked in, I saved 90% of the budget. I did most of the work. I could handle a variety of work in emergency. But I was never given the next position. So that is what my complaint is all about. Many of us complain about that only. So I attended a HR workshop meant for HR professionals. I didn't have any HR background, but I proved in that HR workshop that I can design HR policy and present. Right? I noticed I was not looking to be the. So as a result of that, I was picked up by the biggest company who was participating out there after 2 years when I applied for them. So that was the first experience of resourcefulness. And I noticed I was not looking to be the boss anymore, as I just described in case of Bandhavgarh and Meghalaya and every other place. So ultimately, it is the task you love rather than the designation. So that is when I started recognizing my capability as a person who is a resourceful person. So the first learning impact is how this learning will contribute to holistic improvement of you and the company. Organization is helped, boss is helped, super boss is helped, colleagues are helped. Then learning impact to who you would become. ये सारा process करके who will you become. Attitude defines your personality. How is your attitude? Habit strengthens credibility. What habits you want to strengthen? Action enhances dependability. What credibility you want to earn? Perception create reality. Do you agree things can be different than what you think? And learning impact 3 will be power resume. So let me see how many impact that I have. Two. Learning impact 3 is power resume. How do you write your resume? Many people come to me asking that they have very nice experience and all, but they are not getting selected for interviews. So how should you draft your resume? The second thing is, how do you position yourself strategically in interviews? What person you should do, what all you should be doing. So that we will discuss. Learning impact 5, 7 aspects of leadership growth. You should become, you should start doing those things. That is what will be learning impact 5. And then learning impact 6 is developing characteristics of a resourceful mindset. What will be those? That we will discuss with 5 learning aspects. So this is what I call as leadership growth. And the result of that will be, just wait for a few minutes. The result will be this: be solution focused, recognize uniqueness in others, start small, build consistently, leverage the strength in others, and nudge and budge, tweak or move. These are the characteristics that we will be developing. And the 5 bonus gifts that I have prepared for you is, while you are working on this, you have to closely watch your internal patterns. How do you intensify those patterns? It will be with morning thoughts. It will be how to build a big team, what beliefs and behaviors you should have. Are you chasing your version 10? And are you receptive of the divergent models that is available to you? And the results will be yeah, the results as I discussed will be these. And then mindfulness. What will be your mindset while you are doing this thing? Are you powerful enough? Are you feeling powerful enough? Remain a winner despite all the fallouts in between. How are you affected, getting affected? Are you into the disenchantment zone? Are you able to create shift from the negativity to the positivity with gratitude? So it is about aligning your intention, attention, and attitude. The fourth is continuous upgrade. The process is very, very important. Falling in love with the process. How do you do? It is a long process of growth. So it is a marathon. It is never a sprint. Then raise the bar every time you have a win for the next stage and the next stage and next stage. Mindset reset, positive angle to each story, no matter what happens every day. So this is what continuous upgrade is all about. So the results will be raising the bar at each milestone, 1% improvement daily, writing a big vision, formulating a 90-day goal. That is what we will be doing. outline an execution plan. Each event is a learning. Then we will do the delegate appropriate. This is about mentoring. As I said, if you are not doing the second rank nurturing, then you will end up doing their work, even if you are promoted to the next level. So learn, recognize what are the capabilities in your second rank and train them accordingly. This is what delegate appropriate will be, and this is one of my um, executives who have risen to this level. And she is, just yesterday she told me that she has been declared as the HR manager, and the results will be 4-day work week, prioritization of work, 80% time in planning, saving 4 hours a day, creating 2 to 3 successor at each level, do, defer, delegate, and delete. These are the things we'll be learning. Joy. So, joypreneurship, as I said, to establish authority with joy. So, what is that one thing that you can do endlessly? Some of the skills I can teach, some of the skills we need to learn over a period of time. So, learn a digital skill, strategic support, data management, team management, writing own journey, helping others with content. So these are monetizing skills. What do you learn every week? Every week we will be creating a hackathon. I call is a awakathon, awakathon, awathon, awakening, thon, and similar a word like that. Tradition of Gurukul. That is what being established, and these are my mentors. So he is the person, law of attraction expert, and this is his mentor. So this is a I am on continuous process of learning. There are, and he is Thaddeus Lawrence. Tomorrow I am going to be part of one of his workshop. And this is the grand mentor of all those coaches that I learn from. And I also from time to time learn from him. He is the coach of Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. And these are the 12 coaches from whom I learn. And recently, when I was in the workshop of Blair Singer, I learned about courage. And this is the certification that I have. Just yesterday, I had another certificate. I'll put that here also. Awards my organization has won. My vision is 1 lakh super performing global players for a sustainable globe. And my mission is impact 1 billion lives with 1 lakh super performing global players in 139 countries with multi-billion dollar enterprise. Working with core values and peace, green and abundance initiative, focus on ultimate objective, and what are the resourcefulness that I have thought of, and what all values that we can take into account to learn. Potency, identify strengths. These are the tests that we take. These are the personalities. And we can work with every combination that you will discover for yourself. And the process is to dream sequence. These are the practice sessions that we will have during the awakathon, awakathon, awaken journey. So I have to still name them. And every week with each of you, I'll make this hackathons here, and we will together learn all this, because this is required. This is required. Once you complete all these things, how many slides are there? There are about 350 slides are there. If we can complete all these slides, say every week, if we can complete 4 to 5 slides in the thing, it will take no 75 classes. All of these will be in the videos as well, which you can go through each time. And the entire package is of 1,70,000. In fact, this is 5,11,000 and 5,70,000 right now. But for this webinar's price, it is 9,999 only. So if you purchase it within 15 minutes of time, it is 5,999 only, right? So these are all that we needed to learn. If you want, if you know, if you think that this will benefit you, how to have this leader's mindset, then we can work together. And I welcome you all to enroll into my um, training process, which is happening right now at 9,999 only at this moment. This, as I said, it is of it is valued at 5,70,000, because that has been the price of my investment in my learning. But it will soon go to 49,999 shortly. It is priced at that. So already I am offering this at 5,999 if somebody buys immediately, right? So this is all about today's class, and I hope to receive you. And thank you so much for this thing. And if you have any question, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you for being part of this.